Hey, good morning.
Rich. First, I want to say thank you for being here because this is a very important day across the country. It's National Gun Violence Awareness Day. And we need to still talk about it. We need to still be about it. We need to still bring about awareness about gun violence. Because this is something that's not just happening in the city of Syracuse, it's happening across our country. And I think as a country, we need to figure out on a national movement on how to eradicate the gun violence. So today, I'm going to introduce some speakers. We have speakers that's going to tell you about how it's affected their lives. Some have lost their children, some have been shot, and they're still here to share with us. So with that, I'm going to introduce Mayor Stephanie Miner as our first speaker.
Thank you, Councilor. I want to thank everybody for coming here today. Particularly thank the people standing behind me who have done incredible work in our city and our community and have fought every day to try to ensure that the people of our community can live a life without gun violence. This is an initiative that we work very hard at, and it only will succeed when everyone within earshot of me does their part to ensure that our community and the children and the families can live in a peaceful environment. As part of my ability as mayor, I have the power to proclaim days, and today is June 2nd, along with mayors across the United States. I have proclaimed June 2nd in the city of Syracuse as Gun Violence Awareness Day. We're going to hear from some speakers today who can talk to you about why this is so important and why we need everyone to join hands and join hearts to prevent the kind of chaos and tragedy that is unfortunately all too familiar to people in our neighborhoods and people in the neighborhoods across our country. So with that, I would like to welcome back to the podium Helen Hudson, who has been no stranger to this effort and has shed many tears and walked many streets and lit too many candles for the victims of gun violence and been with too many families. So Helen, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for never giving up on this important initiative, and thank you for being a member of our community and making sure that people who suffer from this violence know that they are not alone and it is not acceptable. Thank you.
And with that, we're going to have our first speaker, and it will be Mrs. Rita, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about her story.
Good morning. I thank everyone for their presence. And I guess it is my goal to share a moment or two about the impact of our son being taken from us. The expression becomes, "You lost your son." I did not lose my son. My son was taken. Our son was taken. And it's kind of hard to stand here and impart to you matters of the heart. The King's English does not put words into play to describe the matters of the heart when your loved one has been brutally murdered, but I'll try to use what's available. How do you move on? You don't move on by yourself. You move on collectively with others who have like hearts. What happened to young Joshua Edward Fredette on July 2nd, 2005, which by the way is yesterday, is indescribable. My heart speaks to me about what happened to Joshua. But you see, my heart is in so many shattered pieces that even though we come together to try to do something to stop others from feeling what we feel, those pieces don't come back together the way they were. However, there is a God. And through God, those shattered pieces can begin to heal. We do need to do something about what is happening in communities all over. But my impact happened here. I talk with Joshua on a daily basis because Joshua resides in my heart. But he cannot walk by my side because I now believe in monsters. A monster stole the breath away from my son. No matter what we all do to stop and impact violence, that cannot heal my heart. But I am here to tell you there is one who can, and that one is God. So when the heart is broken, I go to the doctor for a checkup, and he'd go to listen to my heart. I'd say it's broken. And he'd say, what do you mean? I said, actually, it's shattered. So who knows what you're going to hear in there. The truth is, there just aren't words in the King's English, as I've said, to describe matters of the heart. We're doing a lot in our community to try to help heal hearts that are broken, whether it's been an injury or a loss. But when it comes, again, to matters of the heart, you can help me. You cannot mend my heart. Evil devastated my heart, and God's grace and mercy is what will heal my heart. And yes, I will be a foot soldier for others who have a heart that is shattered like mine. I think this is absolutely beautiful, the coming together. We got to be there for each other. No one should be in pain alone. But there is some place to get. God gave me this heart, and that's who it's going to take to heal it. But it's going to take all of us to stop other hearts from breaking. So I appreciate the opportunity to stand in your presence and say, that beautiful human being that died at the age of 21 resides in the bosom of the God that is healing my heart. And he's giving me the tools and the wisdom to help those who have the hearts that are the same as mine. Thank you for the moment. It's very much appreciated. But when we leave here today, we're not going to stick this in our pocket and pull it out when we hear something on the news again. We have to be about seeking whatever it is. My last word is, it's good versus evil. It's the devil and spiritual warfare, and I don't care what we do. If we don't look up and have it come down, we're going to have a hard time dealing with what's happening out here. And I'm sure some of us are doing that, but that's what's working for me. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Rita.
And before I introduce our next speaker, we really need to think about what's being said. And I just want to give you some of the stats. We've been keeping stats from 97 to present. As of now, we have had 388 homicides in the city of Syracuse. This year alone, we've had 13 homicides. Last year, we topped out at 23. We're all over half of what our numbers were last year. We have had 150-something shootings. Thank God they can't shoot. And we've had 57 with injuries. This is what's happening in our community, folks. And you know what? Bullets have no names. So we can't all sit here and say, well, it wasn't aimed for me, because we don't know who will catch the next bullet. We have to stand up. We have to start talking. We know what's going on in these communities. We can't keep our head in the sands, people, because guess what? The next one might be yours. And before I leave, the next speaker I'm going to introduce is going to be Ed Mitchell. Ed has something to share with you also, and I think we all just need to listen.
How you doing? My name is Ed Mitchell Jr., founder of Team Angel. I'm also a gunshot victim. I've been shot in my leg. Where it missed my artery by an inch. It's a blessing that I could be here today. I lost a lot of friends and family to gun violence. Every day I wake up, I think about when I got shot. That I could have been on a shirt. I could have been in the grave. I think about it all the time. Like I said, they missed my artery by an inch. And you never know how you feel when you get shot. I cry every night because I could have been on a shirt. I could have been dead. I couldn't be here right now to this day speaking with you guys. I lost a lot of kids in my program who was shot once. They're no longer here. I had a kid in my program who was 16 years old, got shot where I got shot at. He brain dead, still to this day. So it's a blessing for me to be here, to see and live life. And I push for everybody that I lost, for all the people who survived from gunshots, for me getting shot myself. Like, you never know how you feel. Do you want to retaliate? Do you want to make change? Like, a lot of kids glorify getting shot. There's nothing fun about getting shot. Not at all. You can't come back from that. When you hear sirens, when you hear fireworks, you think about running every day. It's not normal for somebody to get shot and wake up and you can laugh and joke about saying, oh yeah, that bullet missed me. Or you could have stories about, you and your friends having stories about you getting shot but you're surviving. That's not normal. Not at all. But it's something I deal with every day by me getting shot, you know, that, like I said, it's a blessing for me to be here. Like, that one bullet changed my life. It helped me create stuff to help kids do positive things, to push positive atmospheres. Like, I lost so many kids that I seen. I watched a kid get shot in front of me, right in his head. Like, gun violence is to all-time high. And a lot of kids glorify gun violence to this day. So my thing is to help kids do positive things and be positive, because you never know how you feel when a person gets shot. You can't come back from that. That one bullet can end your life. So it just, every day, it's a blessing that I'm here. I can wake up, I pray, and be around my family to help me support me day by day. Because I could be gone. I could have been gone. But I'm here still to this day. Thank you.
And our next speaker is going to be John Fredette.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'm glad everyone is here. As my wife said, our son Joshua was murdered on her birthday, July 2nd, 2005. We opened some presents. We had a few jokes. He beat me out of a $20 bill, laughed about it, and I said, I'll see you later. But that later never came. That was the end. And you know, death is a given. We know that life comes to an end, but as with all things, we expect an order or a normal progression. But when a son or a daughter is murdered, that progression, that order is thrown out of its cycle. And we become victims of something that we could never imagine, and something that stays with you, stays with me every day. And I accept that. I have good days. I laugh, I joke. I went back to work. I taught up at Nottingham High School, and I loved it. Had some great classes, had some not so great classes. But you know, some days when I walked out that building, as soon as I hit that door, I was bawling like a baby because I miss my son. How do you get well? I don't know. Every day is yesterday from July 2nd, 2005. And as Helen said, the numbers keep on rising. So whatever we're doing, it ain't working. But I don't know exactly what the answer is. I know for me, I know how I heal. I know the things I do that involve prayer, they involve physical exercise, they involve meditation, they involve a lot of things that help me if it's only for a moment. But what about these families that have to suffer every single day for the rest of their lives, and it's June 1st, 2016. And then the beat starts for them. I don't have the answers, but I know one thing, and one thing I believe. Unfortunately, I believe we live in a society that is characterized by illusion, hypocrisy, and miseducation. The result of this, I believe, is an ignorance that is developed. And ignorance is the jail keeper. Okay? Because what has happened in terms of gun violence and murder and violence is a predator-prey relationship that's developed, where it's okay to pick up a gun and shoot another human being, and not think anything about it. That's abnormal, okay? How do I connect Josh from 2005, who, by the way, when I leave here, I'll drive up to Oakwood, and I'll wipe off his stone, and I'll do some little things, and I'll say a prayer. I don't know how many people will do that today. I know I will, okay? But how do we change that? How do we get to a place where there isn't this predator-prey relationship on people who have a common purpose, a common goal, when they've been marginalized forever? Okay? I read in the paper this morning, a 15-year-old boy is charged with a murder of a 38-year-old man. I know the pain this man's family is going to go through forever. But I was thinking that this child was 4 years old when Joshy's life was taken. How, in the course of 11 years, could this little boy become a predator? That's what we need to look at as a society, as a people, as one people. Not Fayetteville, DeWitt, this, that. We are human beings. And people shouldn't have to go through this. And I pray for everybody, because we need help as a people to change the course of the direction of our lives. I appreciate this opportunity to speak. Thank you.
And with that, I just want to acknowledge some of the folks that's here before we end the press conference. We have Clifford Ryan with OGs Against Gun Violence. We have Rashawn Sullivan. And what I want to do is, because for me, seeing is believing. So what I want to show is, first I want to ask everybody that's standing here that's lost a child or a loved one, raise your hand. Everybody that's standing here that's been affected by gun violence, raise your hand. Whole lot of folks, people. We got to stop it. And it's our job to do that. On that, thank you for being here. Thank you for hearing us. And again, this is National Gun Violence Awareness Day, but it's going to turn into a month, so you'll probably be getting some more information about different activities that's happening across the city. Thank you.